Guitar solos soared, synthesizers pulsed through the airwaves, and rock legends pushed their sound into new territory. 1986 gave us anthems that dominated the charts and shaped the soundtrack of a generation. These weren't just hits, they were milestones. Songs that still echo from vinyl to streaming playlists, from basement jam sessions to sold-out reunion tours. Today, we're counting down 10 unforgettable rock songs from 1986. Tracks that turned up the volume on a decade already bursting at the seams. And we're starting with one of the biggest choruses in rock history. Number 1, Livin' on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. This was the moment Bon Jovi went from rising stars to global icons. Released in October 1986, Livin' on a Prayer became the rallying cry of a generation. With its working-class story, unforgettable chorus, and massive arena energy, the song surged from Jersey basements to international stages, capturing hearts across continents. Musically, the track was a masterclass in production. Richie Sambora's talkbox riff added a futuristic twist to its classic rock structure, while John Bon Jovi's soaring vocals gave the song a sense of urgency and hope. The chorus explodes with purpose, the kind that makes crowds lose their voices night after night. It was recorded at Little Mountain Sound Studios in Vancouver with producer Bruce Fairbairn at the helm. Oddly enough, John initially thought the song didn't work until a new arrangement changed everything. That decision helped create a timeless anthem, still echoing through every karaoke night and encore 3 decades later. Number 2, The Final Countdown by Europe. Few intros in rock history have the power to stop you in your tracks. With those towering synth stabs and marching drums, The Final Countdown doesn't just begin, it announces itself. Released in May 1986, this was the song that took a Swedish band and launched them into the stratosphere of global rock fame. Originally written as a concert opener by frontman Joey Tempest, the track combined a majestic keyboard riff with thunderous guitars and sky-high vocals. It's the final countdown. It walks the line between glam metal and arena rock, but its real strength lies in how unapologetically grand it feels. Every note aims for the rafters and hits. The song was recorded at Power Play Studios in Zurich, Switzerland, and produced by Kevin Elson, known for his work with Journey. The signature synth line came from a borrowed Yamaha CS80 keyboard, an accidental choice that became iconic. While critics were divided at the time, fans weren't. Europe had struck gold, and this song would follow them forever. Number 3, Addicted to Love by Robert Palmer. The moment this song kicks in, you know exactly where you are. Mid-80s, slick suits, sharp riffs, and endless styles. Addicted to Love exploded across radios and TV screens with a confidence that few tracks of the era could match. With its mechanical groove and icy swagger, the track became a staple of MTV and a defining sound of 1986. It was recorded at Compass Point Studios in the Bahamas, the same laid-back tropical spot where Palmer crafted much of his Riptide album. But despite the beachy setting, the song hits like a machine. Andy Taylor of Duran Duran played guitar, and Chic drummer Tony Thompson laid down the beat. Palmer's voice, sharp and unfazed, pulls it all together with effortless confidence. And then there's the music video. Those identically dressed, stone-faced models with guitars became instantly iconic. It was satire, style, and rock marketing at its peak. Decades later, Addicted to Love still feels like a time capsule from the height of 80s cool. Sleek, polished, and impossible to forget. Number 4, Why Can't This Be Love by Van Halen. When Van Halen introduced Sammy Hagar as their new frontman, fans didn't know what to expect. And then this song dropped. Released in March 1986 as the lead single from 5150, Why Can't This Be Love marked a new era for the band, one that blended emotion with electronics and still packed a punch. Built around shimmering synth lines and a driving rhythm, the track showed a more melodic, introspective side of Van Halen. Hagar's vocals brought a different kind of fire, less swagger, more sincerity, while Eddie Van Halen traded lightning-fast riffs for textured keyboards and soaring guitar breaks that carried just as much power. Instead of recording in California, the band tracked most of 5150 at Eddie's newly built home studio, 5150 Studios, nestled in the Hollywood Hills. It gave them total creative control, a move that defined the sound of this new chapter. The result was a radio-ready hit that still echoed with the band's core intensity, but widened their reach in a way that reshaped their legacy. Number 5, Missionary Man by Eurythmics. With its heavy groove and raw attitude, this track proved the Eurythmics could hit just as hard as any rock band in 1986. Missionary Man arrived in mid-1986 with grit in its teeth, a fierce, swaggering blend of gospel fire and industrial edge that pushed the duo into heavier territory. Built around a grinding harmonica riff and a wall of guitars, the track blended southern rock tones with industrial punch. Dave Stewart's production was thick and smoky, while Annie Lennox delivered a vocal performance that was raw, relentless, and commanding. Every phrase she sang felt aimed straight at the chest. He said, "Stop what you're doing, you're down upon your knees." The song came together during sessions for Revenge, recorded at Church Studios in London, and later mixed in Los Angeles. It was one of the hardest-edged tracks the duo ever released, and it paid off. The music video became an MTV favorite, and the song eventually won a Grammy for Best Rock Vocal Performance by a duo or group. It was proof that Eurythmics weren't just reinventing themselves, they were raising the volume. Don't mess with the Missionary Man! We're halfway through, and now it's your turn. Which of these first 5 songs brings back the strongest memory? Or did we already name your favorite track from 1986? Drop it in the comments. I read every one. Let's see which rock anthems still hit hardest after all these years. Number 6, Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Few tracks from 1986 hit with this much intensity. Blaring from movie theaters and car stereos alike, it delivered pure velocity, the kind that makes your pulse jump before the first chorus even lands. The production is razor sharp, pounding drums, sleek guitar riffs, and roaring vocals from Kenny Loggins that ride the edge of intensity. It was composed by Giorgio Moroder, with lyrics by Tom Whitlock, and the final track fused rock energy with cinematic tension. That jet engine synth line? Instant recognition. The song was recorded at Oasis Recording Studios in North Hollywood, with session ace Dan Huff handling guitar duties. Interestingly, it almost went to other artists, including Toto and REO Speedwagon, before Loggins stepped in and made it his own. What followed was a Billboard smash, a pop culture moment, and a song that still makes your heart race 40 years later. Number 7, Fight for Your Right by Beastie Boys. The volume slammed to 10, the doors flew open, and chaos poured in. This was rebellion wrapped in distortion, a wild mix of sarcasm, swagger, and everything your parents hated. Behind the party anthem was a calculated blast of rock energy. Rick Rubin's production leaned on thick guitar riffs and pounding beats, pulling just enough from punk and metal to rile up a generation. It wasn't polished, it was raw on purpose, and that's what made it unforgettable. You gotta fight for your right to Sessions took place at Chungking Studios in New York, where the trio turned a joke track into an accidental anthem. It started as satire, but it caught fire, and suddenly, 3 kids from NYC were lighting up MTV, tearing down genre walls, and starting a rock-rap revolution before anyone knew what to call it. Number 8, Rock in the USA by John Cougar Mellencamp. This track felt like a jukebox in motion, fast, loud, and full of heart. It was a tribute to the roots of rock and roll, name-dropping legends while keeping its feet planted firmly in 1986. Built on a driving rhythm and a wave of backing vocals, it channels the spirit of the 60s with a modern edge. Mellencamp wasn't chasing nostalgia, he was celebrating the foundation. The song barrels forward with garage band energy and just the right amount of grit, carried by his unmistakable voice and a horn section that hits like a celebration. It was recorded in Belmont Mall Studio in Indiana, Mellencamp's home turf, where he often preferred to work away from big city distractions. Originally intended as a B-side, it quickly took on a life of its own, climbing the charts and connecting generations of rock fans in just under 3 minutes. Number 9, Invisible Touch by Genesis. The groove is sharp, the hook is instant, and the energy never lets up. This was Genesis at their most accessible, a streamlined, radio-ready version of their progressive past that lit up the charts in 1986. Built around a crisp drum machine and layered synth textures, the track pulses with precision. Phil Collins delivers each line with sly confidence, while the chorus lifts into pure pop rock perfection. Underneath the polish, there's still a touch of the band's technical roots, clever transitions, subtle time shifts, and a tight rhythmic chord. It was recorded at The Farm, the band's private studio in Surrey, England, a space that allowed them to explore new sounds without outside pressure. What started as a jam session ended up becoming their first US #1 hit. Clean, catchy, and endlessly replayable, this track helped define the band's second life and gave 1986 one of its smoothest hits. Number 10, Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel. No other track in 1986 sounded this wild, this funky, or this alive. With a rhythm section lifted straight from a soul revival and a vocal that swings with charm and bite, it turned heads from the very first second. You could have Gabriel brought in musicians from the British funk scene, including members of the horn-heavy Memphis Horns and drummer Manu Katché, to build something bold and alive. The groove is playful, the arrangement is layered, and the pacing keeps shifting, never settling into anything predictable. It's art rock with a Motown engine. The song was recorded at Ashcombe House in Somerset, Gabriel's personal studio space. But it wasn't just the music that made an impact. A groundbreaking stop-motion video redefined what a music video could be, earning 9 MTV Video Music Awards and helping the song top the Billboard Hot 100. It closed out 1986 with vision, invention, and a beat that still hits hard.